Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Okay, so I've decided I can't wait any longer to make this video, or I'm gonna keep bringing it up in all my other videos. The topic I keep bringing up is the smug, bratty, entitled Hollywood actresses epidemic, like trend we have going on right now. And I want to dissect them. I want to see what makes them tick, what cultivated these brats. So first, I want to go over a list of some of these entitled brats. Not all of them. It will be a long video if I did that. I only got a few. But I won't want you to think that some of these people don't deserve being on the list, because some, trust me, they're not as polarizing as others, like Rachel Zegler. Weird. What I'm trying to say is you don't have to be the biggest a-hole in the room to be an a-hole. Okay, guys, I made up 3 credentials that will make this list. If you're a smug, entitled brat, we're going to ask if they're a woke feminist. If we answer yes to a woke feminist, and the next 2 questions they have to answer no to. Does the actress have a personality? And does the actress have a sense of humor? So if they're, because you could be a feminist but have a sense of humor and not make the list. That won't make you, like, you have to have a personality. And usually it's the younger generation, and I'll explain why I believe that, but not so much all the time, because that Cynthia Erivo girl that's on Wicked, she plays this game. She made the list, and she's almost in her 40s. And these credentials don't just work for celebrities. You can try it with relatives in your life, co-workers. You know, it's usually people that tend not to have a lot of friends. They don't have a lot of friends in real life or on social media. Let's get into the meat and potatoes on how these entitled brats were bred into existence, how they were cultivated. And I think it's because they were born online. If you're born online and you're just getting interactions with likes and clicks, you're not getting like interaction with facial features and smiles and laughter. It's just like a digital calculator. If you were know-it-all, or if you said some kind of woke feminist stuff and everyone's rallying behind you, because everyone takes everything literally online and nothing can be a joke anymore. The silliest part is we all have a computer in our pocket. We all have Google at our fingertips. We can say the same bullet points you're saying. I went to school in the 90s. I couldn't just call anyone like a racist and not expect to get punched in the face. If I wanted to make friends, I had to make them laugh or try to make their day and make them smile. So that's why I think it's basically the younger generation. And the reason why this might happen to someone older is probably because they're chronically online, chasing that digital like recognition daily for that dopamine, man. Unfortunately, these young ladies never learn those skills of how to make friends with like laughter, or, you know, just making someone smile, and with your personality or sense of humor. So they never got a sense of humor. Now let's get to the list of ladies that made my list. Of course, number 1, we got Rachel Zegler, Snow White herself, the queen of all these girls.
It's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows?
Now listen, if Disney wants to make more woke films that tank at the box office, they are more than welcome to do that. But maybe think of an original idea. Maybe not destroy a classic from my childhood and put an actress in there that not only hates the plot and the storyline of the movie she's in, but also seemingly hates Snow White, the character herself. I mean, talk about biting the hand that feeds you. Not only are you being casted in a classic film to remake it, but you don't seemingly like your own character. So she comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat, and that's why people are so annoyed. Why do you have to mess with a classic, especially with someone who doesn't even seem to like her own character?
Now, I don't want to spend too much time on Rachel, because I have made several videos about Rachel in the past, and I'm probably going to make more in the future. But I do want to talk about someone that you might not agree with me right off the bat, but they kind of paved the way for Rachel. And that's the Little Mermaid Halle Bailey girl. And let me explain. When everyone was getting upset with the race swap because Little Mermaid is a ginger white girl, but when everyone was having something to say about that, Halle Bailey, me and my friend are trying to figure out how to say Halle Bailey. Hey, Halle Bailey? Halle Bailey. Who names their kid Halle Bailey? Halle Bailey. Anyways, when the Little Mermaid was getting a lot of hate for the race swapping of the Little Mermaid, she did clap back a few times. She is more polished than Rachel. She has better PR trading.
And so the first time in my life, there was negativity targeted deliberately towards me.
Because it's hard being women under the spotlight. People are so critical and just say anything that they would never say to your face.
No.
So, yeah, how has that been for you, being able to navigate it?
You know, choosing thankfulness and gratefulness.
But she did clap back and was all feminist about it and woke about it. And I think that gave, like, Rachel the, like, oh, well, I'm going to be better than her. I'm going to be more outspoken. I think that in her head gave her, like, she thought she can go full out Karen. Okay, let me see if what I wrote down made more sense. I think that's why Rachel went 10 times harder. She saw that Haley got praise for standing her ground. So that's what I was trying to say, that, like, Haley did get a lot of love for standing her ground about the race swap, and she did it in a very classier way, even though it was still a bratty feminist way. So I think that's why Rachel went hard. So we just have to ask the 3 question. Does Halle Bailey, is she a woke feminist? Yes, she is. Does Halle Bailey have a personality? Does Halle Bailey have a sense of humor? So she made the list. Next, we're going to get into Amandla. God, I hate these names. Amandla Stenberg. She's from what show? The Acolyte that no one watched. The Acolyte. It's like a Star Wars Disney thing. And it's like all feminist. Like it's only women. I don't know. Well, she had a lot to say. I'll probably throw in a bunch of clips of her. She's also pretty insufferable.
Our Star Wars show has been canceled. And I'm gonna be transparent and say that it's not a huge shock for me. Of course, I live in the bubble of my own reality, but for those who aren't aware, there has been a rampage of vitriol that we have faced since the show was even announced, when it was still just a concept and no one had even seen it. And that's when we started experiencing a rampage of, I would say, hyper-conservative bigotry and vitriol, prejudice, hatred, and hateful language towards us.
You come over in the hallway. Okay, my friend is explaining the plot of the Acolyte, and he said it's a feminist witch community communist cult where they have babies using the Force so they don't need a man. I just miss the days we had silly actresses we can look up to, like Lucille Ball. I wrote them down, like Lucille Ball, Anna Faris, Isla Fisher, Jenny McCarthy, Sandra Bullock, women who don't take themselves too seriously that we can relate to. That brings me to the next person on my list. I blame this person for kind of starting the whole Disney, like, girl feminist thing. I blame Emma Watson. Do you guys remember when she refused to wear a corset for the Beauty and the Beast movie because she said it was about the patriarchy or some shit? How did that work out for her? Does anyone talk about that movie? Is any little girl ever Emma Watson Belle? No. Some people wouldn't add this next person to the list, but I know a lot of people that are pissed off by her, and I'm perturbed by her. She just has better PR training, and that's Jenna Ortega. A lot of people have issues with her because when she created the Wednesday dance, she had, like, I remember she had COVID during the time, but she had COVID when she created it. But anytime she's on an interview or she's asked to recreate the dance, she won't do it because she says it's stupid and she thinks everyone is stupid for liking it, which isn't really working out with the fans.
Well, you changed everybody's life with some of those moves. With the dance. I'm just saying.
I can't at all. I even sad.
Can you flip the phone, please? No. Do what I want. Oh, God.
You choreographed the Wednesday dance that went viral, right?
Yes, I did.
Can you show me real quick? You was like,
Smug brat. Again, do you have a personality? And being bitchy is not a personality. I'm bitchy, I'm smug, but you have to have a personality and sense of humor to go with it. Bitchy is not just your sense of humor. You have to have a little more haha with it. And last but certainly not least, our oldest contender is Cynthia Erivo at 37 from Wicked. And she made the list because of her meltdown with the fan edit of the poster, the movie poster. She also doesn't have a personality and no sense of humor.
How you feel when you watch it. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Do these women even laugh at memes? like, do they find anything funny? Like, they probably laugh at memes of like coffee and hating people. Like those memes like, don't talk to me till I have coffee because I hate people. Don't ask me questions. I hate you. Coffee. Now, to be fair, the left aren't the only ones like guilty of this behavior. There are some people on the right. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're chronically online or if you're young, you could fall under this category. I'm biased, so I'm not going to say the person's name, but I follow a conservative that she's a smug little brat know-it-all. Like, okay, I don't think she's 21 anymore, but I remember when she was 21, she made a video talking about how she hates makeup and she never wore makeup because she thinks women who wore makeup were slutty and pick-me's. And then when she grew up to 21, she realized it's just to enhance your true beauty. And then she made another video talking about when she was 21, and it was like a serious video. All her videos are serious because no sense of humor, no personality. But she made a video talking about why she quit drinking alcohol. And it's like, because you're 21 and you never started? For someone that had alcohol issues all throughout my 20s and 30s, I don't want to hear from a 21-year-old why you stopped drinking. Obviously, that's my own insecurities talking and triggers. I would have loved to have listened to that video maybe 40 years ago. I learned my lesson. It just took me a little longer. But not all young people act this way. I follow a lot of YouTubers that are younger and they are brilliant like these people. They're smart, but they also have the sense of humor and the personality to go with it. They laugh. And that's the big thing I've noticed. It like a lot of YouTubers I follow, if they're laughing in their videos, that means they have a personality. There's a soul behind those eyes. And I've noticed that there's some women that do defend these women and say that, you know, they have boundaries and they have triggers. And you know me, your triggers are your own brain telling you have something to work on mentally. It's not society's issue. Like when Rachel talks crap about Snow White, they always have to blame it on men and say, oh, well, that one actor was talking crap about Elvis. And it's like, well, Elvis is not a Disney princess. Like Snow White is a Disney princess that like toddlers watch. Like toddlers aren't watching the Elvis movie. Like, I mean, I don't think Zac Efron was like saying that Ted Bundy was, oh, I'm so glad I'm playing Ted Bundy. He was such a great guy. Like, why does everything have to be about men? You're comparing a man who died on the crapper due to drugs to a cartoon princess? What? Like, I can understand if the actor was playing Big Bird and he was trashing Big Bird, then you can get mad. Then it's the same thing. Now, I don't think all hope is lost for these young celebrities. We do have some young celebrities that are female that, you know, aren't playing this woke, boring thing, that have personalities. Like Sabrina Carpenter, I talk about her all the time. I think Sabrina Carpenter and Sydney Sweeney is doing great things in Hollywood. Did you hear that Sydney Sweeney said that a lot of actresses that she used to look up to have been really mean to her and that it's not a girl's girl world and everyone is trashing her because she's doing so well? And that's it. Feminists are always frumpy, jealous, miserable women.
Women don't support other women. That is what Sydney Sweeney just said in an interview with Vanity Fair yesterday, and it's gotten some traction, we'll call it. She's featured in the outlet's Hollywood issue, and she was asked about how a producer previously disparaged her career, her talent, her looks, and how other actresses have called out this pattern of knocking women down at their peak. And to all that, Sydney said, "It is very disheartening to see women tear other women down, especially when women who are successful in other avenues of their industry see younger talent working really hard." Ooh, I'm gonna stop right there for a second. That's where you can tell this actually bothers her. Like, in a very nice way, she was like, "These dusty old bitches need to mind their mouths. These coffin dodgers better check themselves." But I'll stop instigating. I'll finish the quote. "Especially when women who are successful in other avenues of their industry see younger talent working really hard, hoping to achieve whatever dreams that they may have, and then trying to bash and discredit any work that they've done. This entire industry, all people say is women empowering other women. None of it's happening. All of it is fake and a front for all the other shit that they say behind everyone's back." But they're then pointing to these notions that women were raised to see room for only one woman at the top of whatever mountain they were trying to climb, and added, "It's a generational problem. So then all the others feel like they have to fight each other or take that one woman down instead of being like, let's all lift each other up." I'm still trying to figure it out.
I'm telling you, you always have to watch out for those feminists. They're always so insecure, jealous, self-hating, very narcissistic. They're never girls. Now, about 6 months ago, I made a video kind of similar to this. It's titled something like "The Matriarchy is Ending Entertainment." I'm going to link in like the corner if you guys want to see it. It goes more in depth. I just want to say, I'm not trying to say that as a woman, you're not allowed to be bitchy or crazy or passionate. We all are. I'm premenopausal. I'm crazy. I'm smug. I'm bratty. I'm bitchy. But you also have to learn how to have a little bit of sense of humor, how to be humble, how to roll with the punches, how not to take things so seriously all the time. A little bit of humility, humor, and grace goes a long way. If you guys like this one, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Ladies and gentlemen.